Today we're gonna make something awesome. It's totally easy. Of course we are. I'm just enjoying my cup of tea. I just got this teapot. Isn't it cute? I love it because I wanted to see, I'm drinking all these really cool specialty teas right now. And I want to see, I have other teapots, but you can't see the tea. And it's too pretty not to see. I love it. And it comes with a, I'll link it. I'm gonna do a holiday gift guide kind of thing for wellness people. And this is totally going in there because I love it. I'm using it all the time. So we're having a cup of tea. It's still early. I haven't even had my smoothie yet, but I'm gonna make a pot of soup / curry that you have to make. It's so good. It's one of my favorite things. I make it every fall and winter. It's really good for cold and flu season because it's got coconut milk, and coconut is antiviral, antibacterial. So it's one of those soothing things that you can have when you're not feeling well. When I'm sick, I always want Thai food. Always. That's the thing I want. The soups and the, like I either want tom kha ga or some tom yum or a curry. So we're gonna make a curry, and you can make it really mild. It doesn't have to be spicy, but it's so good. It's gonna have a butternut squash base. So let me show you. And the prep time is gonna be like 5 minutes. I'm serious, 5 minutes, maybe less. All right, so we've got coconut milk, and we've got our Kitchen Mama. My hands don't bother me anymore, but when they did, this was really great, and it's super convenient. Instead of a manual can opener, I'll link everything I talk about below, including these lime leaves, because I really like having these on hand. If you have access to an Asian market, you don't have to, you can get them there fresh. Fresh is better, but they're really great to have on hand in the pantry. So we're gonna open our can. I like how it comes off like this. I think it's so cool. Okay, so we've got our butternut squash. I got this at Costco, real cheap, nice and organic. We've got our lime leaves. Got this on Amazon. I also get this on Amazon. They have it at the grocery store, but it's like twice as expensive. It's cheaper on Amazon. Red curry. If you don't have red, you could probably do yellow, but this time of year, I want the red. Red's my favorite. I like them all though. They're all awesome. I got some Thai basil. I also have some cilantro. I like cilantro in this too. And I just have these from Costco in the freezer. And I like to include a whole bunch of those too. And we're gonna use a stick blender and blend it all up. If you've got fresh is better, but I've had these in there a while and I just wanna use them up. I love having vegetables in my freezer. So anytime I want, and I got extra of these and I put these in the freezer. So anytime I want, I can have this meal, except for the Thai basil. And I don't think it freezes that great. I know people freeze it, but, and I also know they freeze cilantro. I'm gonna try freezing the Thai basil again. I haven't had that much luck with it. I really like that strong Thai basil taste. It seems like the freezer kills it off a little bit. But anyway, you can basically have this whole thing anytime you want from the freezer. You don't have to wait for the fresh. You don't have to necessarily have fresh. And if I had some red peppers, I just went through my last red pepper, I would add that too. But I already made this recently. It's so good. And you can put it in the mason jars and store it in the freezer made, and then pull it out when you're not feeling well or when you just want that warmth. I could almost live on this. It's so good. All right, so we're gonna do, let's put this in first so there's no splash. I'm holding back just a little bit to see how much we get in this pot. Okay, coconut milk, and then I'm just gonna put a little water in here to get every last bit of coconut. So it's like 1/8. I don't know if that's gonna be enough. Maybe I should have more. If you don't put enough liquid, you know what happens, right? The burn error, and that's not good. Oh no, you know what I didn't do? This. Put this in, don't do what I just did. Put this in the coconut milk and use a whisk. Oh, it smells so good. So this will be fine, no problem. Just put, I recommend going light at first until you find out what you like. All right, that's about how much I put in there. And then we're just gonna, it's a lot easier when you don't have chunks of butternut squash, but this will be fine. It's not a big deal. It already looks beautiful. Okay. That's how you do it. It didn't seem to matter at all that I had that in there, but now it will. Actually, before we do that, I love these things. It's one of the best things on this planet. the lime leaf, and I've had this a while. I've had this for months and it still has its fragrant smell. I just don't put the stems in. Just crumble it up. And then with the Thai basil, I mostly like to put that fresh on top, but I'll put a little bit in the pot. And I use the stems too, because they have the stems have the fragrance too. I think Thai basil is my favorite herb. I can't think of a better one. It's so incredible. So now, I really like this Normandy blend from Costco, but you can get that everywhere, or you can just put whatever fresh vegetables you have. Normally when I'm making a soup or a stew, I saute some onions first. That's not necessary with this. This is how easy it is. We just did it. It's done. So I'll do a little bit of salt. It's 4 to 6 minutes for butternut squash, so we're gonna do 5 in the Instant Pot. I've made this a million times on the stove in a pot. You don't have to have an Instant Pot. This is just like no mess, no muss, no fuss. So I'm gonna go put it on for 5 minutes. It won't really be 5 minutes because we're gonna let it have a natural release. So it'll probably be more like half an hour or so, but I've been eating a lot of soup and salad. It's kind of one of my favorite things. And it's just so comforting and satisfying. So with this, we're gonna make rice. We're gonna make some jasmine rice to go with that. So I strongly recommend with Instant Pots that you have more than one of these, because that way you can do what we're about to do. And this weekend, I wish I had 3. I have 2. And this weekend, I wish I had 3 because I made a bunch of stews. I made some corn chowder and some chili, some nice chili. That secret ingredient chili, it's so good. And I froze a bunch of it and I got some in the fridge, and I just love being stocked up and eating a lot of soup and salad. We're not gonna make a salad to go with this. We're gonna do jasmine rice, and this is jam-packed with veggies. But we're gonna eat salad and smoothie during the day, so we're still getting plenty of greens. And we're getting tons of vegetables in this. So, the way I make my rice, I rinse it and I press the button that says rice, you know, like how easy. I love simplicity. So when that's done, I'll put it to the side and then I'll make this. This takes like only 12 minutes to make. I'm gonna make extra rice because I have all that stuff. I also really like the that other stuff I was telling you about over rice. So we're gonna do a lot. That's a lot. 1 cup is a lot, but 2 cups is enough to go around. So I always rinse my rice really good. And yeah, so I guess, isn't this awesome that we can make this amazing food so quickly? I love it. I want to do a taste test with you, but it's going to be a while before I want to eat this. But I make it ahead of time so it's ready to go. Now, it's already like 10 o'clock this morning. I get up really early. I've been up for 4 hours, and the morning has just gone by like that. So it's been a productive day though. So I do need to have a smoothie. So why don't we make that together? I hate bringing my blender out in front of you because it looks terrible because of the hard water, but it's clean. It just doesn't look clean. You can soak it with baking soda and vinegar and it helps a little bit, but it doesn't really help that much for this. So I'm doing my same thing. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of mango, blueberries. We've got some ginger. Ginger is also great this time of year well, it tastes so good. I use this all year, but if it's winter and it's hard for you to get the smoothies down, this gives it spice and makes it really warming. It's also good for like cold and flu type stuff. Go easy on it if you're not used to it. It makes it really spicy. Well, the amount I put in there. Okay, so I'm gonna go blend this up. All right, cheers. So you know what I do when I have my first food? I showed you this before, but not for a while. I have this app called Zero. I do intermittent fasting. I started doing this years ago and I just got in the habit. And so this is what it looks like. I use the free version. And so I've been fasting for 18 hours and 11 minutes. So I just like to keep track of it. It's just, I like data. So then you click this button and now I'm eating. So then when I stop, I press the button, and I just got into this Pavlovian habit of doing this. And there's just something about it that I just feel really supported in my intermittent fasting. I'm so used to doing it now. If the app went away, I'd be fine. I would still do it. But if you're new to it and you like the intermittent fasting and you need help doing, like if you need something to support you, this was really key in how I got used to it. The first week or two, because I like eating at night. That's my favorite time to eat, is night in front of the TV, right? I mean, seriously, that's the best time for me to eat, my favorite time, unless I'm in a restaurant, also at night, usually. So I had to break that habit, and now I never eat at night. And I have a couple times, like, because I have situations, travel and whatnot, and I did not like it. My body did not like it. So over time, you totally break the habit. But if you need help getting started, that's a great tip. I'm gonna go have my smoothie and do other productive things, and I'll come back and show you the end result. Okay, this is cooked, and we're just gonna use this immersion blender to blend it up. Just takes a couple seconds, but it can splatter, so I always like to have an apron on. I can't resist. Let's do a little bit of a taste test. I almost feel like it could use more of this. I'm gonna add some more. You can always add more. You can't take it out, but you can always add more. And a little more salt. And a little water. So when I make this on the stove, I don't use this immersion blender. I have the chunks, and I don't add the vegetables until the end. So it's a little bit different when I do it on the stove. And then sometimes I will add, even with this, I'll add more vegetables on top and also some tofu. And I haven't decided if I want to add the tofu or not, just some air fried tofu. Just put it up right on top. So this, to me, this is more like a curried soup than a curry. Because the other thing is more of a curry. The curry I do on the stove, and the vegetables are on top, in like whole. This is more of a soup with a curried flavor. See that texture? It's really like a creamed soup. You wouldn't even know, well, I can taste the vegetables, but it's more like a creamy soup. Okay, so this is done, and then we're gonna take this out because we're gonna make our jasmine rice in this. And this lid, this is another cool thing that I would recommend when you get your, if you have an Instant Pot or if you get an Instant Pot, and I just love this little size. It depends on how many people you're cooking for. If you've got like, you know, a lot of people, I just don't like gigantic batches. I'd rather make small batches. This will feed like, well, 2 to 4 people. I mean, it depends on your portions, but this is like 4 bowls of soup, I'm guessing. Big, pretty large bowls of soup. One pot like this, if I'm the only one eating it, lasts me a really long time. I have to freeze some. So this small 3-quart is pretty good. And then you can just have it like this. I like so you can see what's going on inside if you're not pressure cooking. This lid, it's another way to cook with it. I really like it. So that's our jasmine rice. And then I still add the water, the 2 cups of water. I'm doing a little bit less than 2 cups because it was so wet from the rinsing. Just so it's not mushy. And then you just push the rice button and you're good to go on that. I'm not gonna do that now because I'm just not hungry yet. It's probably gonna be a while before I am. So about 10 minutes before I want to eat, I'll push that button and it'll cook up the rice and it'll be really fluffy and nice and ready. So I'm gonna go be more productive again, and I'll be back when it's time to do a taste test, okay? I'll see you in a minute. All right, so now I'm back and I'm really hungry. So this is just tofu and shiitake mushrooms from the air fryer with some of that turmeric twist on it. And oh, it smells so good. I'm really hungry. And in this bowl is some rice, and then I put the soup on top. And now we're gonna put some Thai basil. I'm too hungry to even bother with the cilantro, but cilantro is good too. And also green onions are good on stuff like this. That sounds really good. Maybe I'll have that when I'm not so hungry. You know, the spring onions. You know, you can totally make this without putting the extra vegetables in it. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but I've done that before. And it's just fine because you can really taste the vegetables in here. And if you want it to be more butternut squashy, just don't do that. It's great. So one more thing I want to show you. This is what I'm talking about. About my food prep situation. So I got all this rice, and then this is how I store my soups, and I freeze these. And I feel like you shouldn't, when you first put it in, put it all the way on tight. That's just my method. And I really like these lids. They fit the mason jars, and they're just really, really good. I've been using these for years. They're so much better than that other stuff. And then this thing is so cheap. It'll be below. And then I'm not sure, I ate a whole bunch of this already because it was so good. But I'll freeze this and then maybe keep a little one in the fridge. And then when I'm in the mood, and then with that other butternut squash that I have left over, I'm gonna make one that's just butternut squash without the vegetables. And I'll use the curry because it is a different flavor. This is so pretty. All right, so this one's for the freezer. Okay, so maybe, we'll see. I'll keep the little one in the fridge for now, and there's still some left in here, and you can just put this lid on and store right in the fridge. A lot of times I don't have a lot of space in my fridge for these big things, but I do right now. And that's about it. I hope you have a lovely week. I hope you leave me a comment. Let me know what you're up to. Let me know if you're trying this. Let me know about your fall and winter stuff that you do. This is the best time of year, I think. So I'll see you real soon, okay? Bye.